Consumer Reports has just torn apart nearly every SUV recommendation you've ever heard. 7 vehicles, near-perfect scores, and the number one choice? It's not what anyone expected. But here's the real shocker. 3 of these SUVs have been quietly kept off bestseller lists by dealerships that make more profit steering you towards something else. And the final reveal? It will completely change how you shop for SUVs forever. We're counting down from 7 to 1, and each vehicle gets more controversial as we go. By the time we reach number 3, we'll uncover why mechanics are secretly buying these for their own families. And the top pick? Even engineers didn't see it coming. But stay until number 1, because there's a reason it's been called the SUV that embarrassed an entire industry. Miss it, and you'll never truly understand what you're paying for at the dealership. Let's begin where most lists don't dare to. Number 7, Mazda CX-50. The Mazda CX-50 received a near-perfect reliability score from Consumer Reports. But here's the part no one talks about. It's the SUV that almost never existed. Mazda nearly canceled this project 3 separate times during development. Why? Because accountants argued that building an SUV this well would simply cost too much. But here's where things take a turn. The CX-50 uses what's called optimized structural integrity engineering. Sounds dull, right? But in reality, it means Mazda overbuilt almost everything. The suspension is designed for vehicles weighing 800 pounds more. Engine mounts are triple reinforced, while competitors settle for single-layer designs. They engineered this SUV like it was meant to survive the apocalypse. And the result? Owner-reported problems are 73% lower than the segment average. But here's the conflict. Dealerships don't like selling these. Want to know why? The profit margins are smaller because Mazda refuses to cut corners on parts. Salespeople will often try to push you towards something else, claiming it's underpowered or too small. But the data tells a different story. The 2.5-liter engine produces 227 horsepower and is paired with a 6-speed automatic transmission that's been rock solid since 2019. Now here's what's wild. This transmission was tested for 500,000 miles before production. Most manufacturers stop at 150,000. Mazda went 3 times further, and it shows. Inside, the quality punches far above its price range. Luxury brands actually started complaining. You get real stitched materials, metal toggle switches, and a rotary control dial that feels like it belongs in a $70,000 German sedan. Consumer Reports even measured highway noise levels, and the CX-50 came out quieter than SUVs costing $15,000 more. But here's the tension point. This SUV does have one weakness. The infotainment system feels a generation behind. Most trims don't even include a touchscreen, and that's intentional. Mazda engineers believe touchscreens are distracting while driving, so they stuck with physical controls. Controversial? Absolutely. But here's the twist. Owners report 94% satisfaction with the interface after 3 months. Turns out buttons and knobs still work. And this changes everything when you realize the CX-50 has almost 0 reported electrical issues. Compare that to touchscreen-heavy competitors with failure rates between 12% and 18%. Mazda played the long game, and it paid off. Number 6, Toyota Highlander Hybrid. This is where things start getting expensive. But stick with me, because what Toyota did here rewrote the reliability playbook. The Highlander Hybrid earned a 91 reliability score from Consumer Reports. But here's the part nobody mentions. It uses a powertrain that's technically 15 years old. The hybrid system evolved from its original 2018 design. And that's not a weakness. It's actually a strength. Want to know Toyota's secret to reliability? Simplicity, even boredom. They perfect a technology, then refuse to change it unless absolutely necessary. The Highlander's hybrid system has been refined across 4 generations, millions of miles, and real-world testing. It's not cutting edge, it's bulletproof. But here's where it gets impressive. This is a 3-row SUV seating 8 people, and it still manages 36 mpg combined. Let that sink in. 36 mpg in a 3-row SUV. That shouldn't even be possible. But Toyota engineers found a workaround using planetary gear sets that blend power sources so efficiently, energy loss is nearly 0. Now here's the tension. This SUV costs about $8,000 more than the standard Highlander. Dealerships will push you toward the non-hybrid, claiming you'll never recover the extra cost in fuel savings. But here's what they won't tell you. The hybrid has a 98% battery reliability rate over 10 years. Its resale value is 22% higher, and when you calculate total ownership costs, it actually ends up being $4,200 cheaper over 5 years. But there's another issue. Most dealerships have a 12-month waiting list for the HIG. Number 4, Lexus RX 350. At number 4, we step into the world of luxury, and what Lexus has done here feels almost obsessive. The RX 350 has been the best-selling luxury SUV in America for 14 straight years. But here's the mystery. It's not the fastest, not the most advanced, and not even the most spacious. So why does it dominate? Because Lexus focused on something no one else prioritizes: long-term satisfaction. Consumer Reports gave it a reliability score of 93. But here's the impressive part. That score has remained consistent for 8 years. Most vehicles decline over time. The RX doesn't. And the reason sounds almost unreal. Lexus follows a process called obsessive testing. Every single component is tested up to 100,000 cycles before installation. Door handles, seat controls, switches, everything. It's excessive, expensive, and completely unnecessary by industry standards, but it results in vehicles that almost never fail. The RX 350 uses a naturally aspirated 3.5-liter V6 producing 275 horsepower. The design itself is nearly 2 decades old. And here's the irony. That's exactly why it's so reliable. Consumer Reports has recorded 0 engine failures under 200,000 miles. 0, but now the tension builds. The RX 350 isn't exciting to drive. It's soft, quiet, and completely isolated from the road. Enthusiasts find it boring. Critics call it dull. But owners, they love it. After 5 years, satisfaction rates sit at 96%. Because while enthusiasts want excitement, most people just want comfort and peace of mind. And that's exactly what the RX delivers. Inside, Lexus goes all in. Hand-stitched leather, real wood trim, and climate control that maintains temperature within half a degree. It's engineered to an almost ridiculous level. And here's the payoff. After 10 years and 150,000 miles, interiors still look brand new. Meanwhile, competitors begin showing wear at half that mileage. There's also a hidden feature most people overlook. The RX 350 uses acoustic glass on every window, not just the windshield. Add in extra sound insulation and the result is near silence at highway speeds. It feels like driving inside a library. But here's the controversy. The starting price sits around $50,000. That's similar to a fully loaded Toyota Highlander. So is it worth it? According to Consumer Reports, yes. Resale values are about 28% higher than competing luxury SUVs after 5 years. You pay more upfront, but lose less over time. The one real downside? The third row in the extended version is extremely small. It's essentially there just to compete on paper. But here's the twist: buyers don't care. Because the real focus is on the first 2 rows, and that's where Lexus excels.